BXB. It's in the game!
With the new year came a slew of new indie games being released onto the various console platforms, and that makes me happy, as I am Ben, and I am back with another review, another quick review as we get a bit further into 2017. And this is for a game, Siegecraft Commander, as you can see on your screen right now. That isn't a game that represents a genre that isn't represented that sort of strongly on consoles, and that's of an RTS. Well, kind of an RTS. Siegecraft Commander, as you are about to see in the video, is an RTS that is strongly based on a tower defense type game. But there's a big difference. In this game, as you're seeing here in the footage of the tutorial portion, you fling your towers randomly, almost, around the map. Now, something, doing a little bit of investigation for this review, I found out that on PC, this is a VR title that supports the sort of motion controllers. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Because one of the big problems I have found when playing Siegecraft Commander, a game I really, really wanted to enjoy, and do enjoy on many levels, well, guess I had a big problem with the basic core tenet of the experience, and that's the controls. Basically, Siegecraft Commander requires you to sort of select your tower, and then using the analog sticks, position and fire a new tower, or, various weapon, or something to that effect, or upgrade, across the map. Now, that's not a bad idea. That's actually quite a cool idea, a fun idea, a tactile idea that could work really well. However, it relies on a great deal of control and discipline when you're, using the controller, and they just don't offer the fidelity that you need to be able to, accurately position these towers onto the maps. Especially when things start to get hectic, as you're seeing in the video right now. You're needing to fling things and counter the enemy's maneuvers, and you're going to have problems where the towers are landing on sort of objects in the environment they don't like, or enemy sort of walls or buildings, which means they just don't place, which means they get destroyed, and you have to do it again and again and again. And this basically results in a lot of toing and froing and back and forth with the enemy, and it means the maps that aren't that sort of well designed. I mean, they're fine, everything looks great. But they're not that exciting of an environment to be doing this in the first place. But what it means is, that you're in this constant sort of war of attrition, and these maps can go on for so long. Each mission can go on for like hours almost. I've had to find myself, looking at the screen clock because it's up there predominantly in the middle. After an hour of play, and I feel like I've still got another hour ahead of me because I haven't got anywhere with the enemy. And this only becomes more of a problem as you progress further into the game, and more towers are introduced, and more upgrades are introduced, and the enemy numbers seem almost insurmountable in their difficulty. And like I mentioned earlier, I can really see how this game would work brilliantly in VR with those motion controllers. You get a much better sense of your positioning, a much better sense of the strength you want to fire the tower out with. On the console, as it is with the analog controllers, it just doesn't feel precise enough. Now, I got better as I played more of the game, but that initial onboarding experience, to use an industry buzz term, is really frustrating, and it really takes the sort of interest out of the experience for me, and that's such a shame, because as you can see, the art style is compelling. There's a fun way that they tell the story. It's full of humor. It's a very sort of tongue-in-cheek take on the sort of fantasy tropes, which I found really engaging and really enjoyable. However, those controls, they make it so difficult to make the experience enjoyable. Now, if you want a challenge, it will certainly be that, but it will be a frustrating one, and I feel that that's not what the developer's going for. It's a small developer, Blowfish Studios, I believe, from Australia, and it's great to see them trying something different within the tower defense and the RTS genre. However, the experience to me overall, it's just a disappointing one. It's one that's full of frustration, and I just couldn't get along with it. So for me, Siegecraft Commander can only get 2 stars.
BXB. It's in the game!